How are you? Good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I'm so excited to have you on an episode this
I
week.
know. I'm excited too. Thanks for having me. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, of course. I am so excited to read your book. I love all things romantasy, so it sounds like
Oh.
the perfect fit for me.
Oh, I hope you love it. I'm so excited. I'm getting nervous because the release is coming up so soon. But I'm I've been working on this thing for 3 years. I'm just gonna go with it and hopefully people love it. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sure they will eat it up because I've just been seeing like the teasers you've been posting on your
yeah.
socials and it just looks, and can I just say the character art? Oh my gosh.
I I go a little crazy with the character art.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Yeah.
So, for our listeners out there, do you want to explain a little bit about what they can expect from your book, Scorched, that's coming out?
Yeah. So Scorched is I personally call it a epic romantasy because it is a 199,000 word count. So it is a very big book. And usually with bigger books, they call it like epic fantasies. But mine definitely ties into more of the romantasy aspect with that fantasy aspect of very much of a fast-paced, brutal battle games. I do like to call it like the gladiator battle game vibes, but with
Yeah.
dragons and horses of the elements. So we do have all of the elemental horses, which is really cool. But with book one, we are only going to be introduced to a few of the horses because she's only in a specific realm. And then when we get into the next book, that's where more of the other horses will come, especially with the war that is going to become for the fight of the throne. So we're going to get really all of those elemental horses in with the dragons, the dragon shifters, all of their magical powers, the wielders. It's going to be really cool. My editor has said that she's never read a book like this, which makes me feel, yeah, it makes me feel really good to know that I could put something very unique into the storyline to do something maybe a little bit different that readers haven't got to read before and kind of experience something new. And I hope they like it. So yeah.
Wow, that sounds incredible. And I love how you said that. Like, I think it's so important and so special when you can tell it's your individual voice and like it don't sound like anything else that someone's read before.
Yes. I actually, funny story. The only book that I have read as an adult, which people are going to judge me for, I have not read a lot of books. I used to read so much in middle school,
Yeah.
but when I started writing and I became a mom and everything, I just really kind of haven't jumped into the reading aspect again, but was the Fourth Wing series. So that's the only book that I have read and I loved it. But I think it makes me feel good to know that I'm not going to maybe accidentally pull a lot of maybe like inspiration from other authors. So I'm kind of coming in with a clean slate, a clean mind, and really just pulling into maybe, I don't know, some fantasy stuff that I grew up in and kind of really pulled like the things that I did and loved as a kid, but put it into adulthood.
That is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like a perfect way to come about it because, like you said, that way you don't have to worry about like drawing inspiration from here, from there. Like you just sort of have it like it's more just from like your mindset.
Yep. Just in that crazy mind of mine.
Well, hey, it's apparently working for you, so
It's working. So I'm like, I love her. She's a little scatterbrained up there, but she definitely just gives me all of the inspiration and the creativity that I need. So
there you go. So, did you read, was it fantasy like one of, or romantasy like one of the main things that you read in middle school?
yes. So I definitely never did like anything historic. I was not a very good history major like
Yeah.
person, like anything with history. I was like, no. I did communications, mass media, theater. So definitely more into the arts.
Oh, yeah.
So anything with fantasy, just the fact that it was not real and I was be able to imagine something in my brain that was something that I wouldn't see every day, like here in real life, was something super magical for me that I was able to, I don't know, create the images in my head. But I'm definitely a movie lover and a TV show lover. So anything fantasy related, but also I'm really into like romance shows. So like The Summer I Turned Pretty, like the OC, like, a Gossip Girl, like all those kind of things with
Yeah.
like those good like love triangles and betrayals. And even though it wasn't fantasy, it was still so like fun to watch and then kind of like incorporate all of that into like a fantasy world, which is really cool.
Yeah, that had to be like really awesome to be able to like sort of like mix the two.
Yes, yeah. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, I think that's just like the most common thing. I think everybody loves a hint of drama and a hint of
Oh,
mistakes, you know, so I mean,
yes, yes, yeah. And I feel like, and it's so funny because, like, even with like my side characters, because I feel like sometimes side characters, they don't get a lot of like love and like, appreciation. My editor is like, if you kill off those two side characters, she's like, I'm gonna be so mad at you. So it's so fun that like I get to like put love for like all the characters. And so it's Theon and Kane. So people who read Scorched, they'll meet Theon and Kane, and I consider them like a golden retriever with like a grumpy guy. Like they're just like total opposites, but they are so funny. And like the three of them, my FMC and Theon and Kane, they just, I don't know, they just bond and mesh so well that I'm like, I couldn't kill them off in book one because I think people are gonna like them too much.
yeah, I mean, have a little bit of mercy on
Yeah,
us.
exactly, exactly.
I love their names. How did you come up with those?
So people are gonna judge me, but I go on Pinterest for inspiration.
Yeah.
So I love to dabble in like because like my like the names they never just come to mind. Besides this new series that I'm gonna work on, her name just like came to my head, and I was like, oh, I love it, so I'm gonna stick with that. And Serene, who is my FMC with Scourge, she came to my head as well. It's like I get the female characters' names, but everybody else's, I'm like okay, what's something like I try to explain their personality. So like what is a good Morley Gray name? Like what's a good like golden retriever name? Like all of those kind of things. And once I click with the name, I like kind of envision what they look like and I'm like, okay, this meshes. Like this works. So
Yeah. So you sort of
yeah.
see it like a movie when you're writing.
Oh, 100%. So when I write, yeah, when I write, everything is like playing out like a movie in my head. Sometimes when I'm driving, I'll have scenes create in my head. When I lay down at night, my brain is still going and I have scenes. So normally I have to, yeah, it's so bad. So normally I have to get out my notes and like dabble it in really quick, like especially if I have like a quote that comes to my mind or a really cool scene. I have to write it down because my ADHD brain, I will forget it. So normally I'm like driving and I'm like, hey Siri, can you write down can you write down this note really quick? Because I'll forget it and I don't want to.
Oh my gosh, to be a fly on the wall during your process would be hilarious. That's
I, this is yeah, this is what this whole board is. So I just for people who probably can't see it, I have a whole what is it called? Like a cork board type
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so I write down sticky notes and I connect it with like the rubber bands to
Yeah,
make it
like
like
this.
yeah. It's like a murder scene, like it's but it's just like about my realm and my stories and but it works. It works.
Yeah, it's literally like the murder board from the TV shows.
It's a murder board, but for fantasy, basically, and it
Yeah.
helps me a lot.
Yeah, that's a interesting way to get your inspiration. I love that.
And pictures, lots of pictures.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I know you said that you like love watching TV shows with romance and fantasy. Like what made you decide that you wanted to write specifically romantasy?
Yeah. So funny story is my first book that was ever published is it's called The Trials of the Elysian. It's the Elysian series. I had a first draft of it which was called The Fate of Elysian, but I reworked it just because I felt like it just wasn't up to like my standard with what I, as I am now because that was years ago. So that was a dystopian fantasy. So that was, yeah. So think of like the Hunger Games meets Divergent meets the 100, but add that fantasy elements into it. And I loved it. I loved writing. And again, that one has Deadly Battle Games as well. So I think I'm just a person who loves that action and everything, and like kind of having like a champion, and I don't know, like the bad guy, and I just love it. So writing the fantasy like side of that book, I was like, why not try just a strict like romantasy book, like something where I have all those elements of fantasy but add that romance in, and it's my best work. The Scorched by far is the best book that I have ever written. I love the Trials of the Elysian. I will always love it, but I think fantasy is definitely where my brain is at for sure.
Yeah, so you feel like you found like your calling.
Oh, yes, 100%. Yeah, this is definitely where I'm supposed to be for sure.
That's amazing. I never would have expected that you started out with a dystopian fantasy, though. That's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, just growing up, The Hunger Games, Divergent,
Yeah.
The Maze Runner. Oh my
Oh my
gosh,
gosh.
like, oh, right, right, like
Yes.
those, like the feeling of like, oh my gosh, who's gonna die? Who's gonna make it? Who's behind it? Right? Like, is the government behind it? Is there something else?
Yeah.
Like the Maze Runner had that huge twist I would have never expected. Those things always just made me like at the edge of my seat, and
Yeah.
I just knew that as an author, I want my readers to feel like they're in that story with me, that they're like walking through and visualizing it right there with my main character. But I also want them at the edge of their seat, going like, I wasn't expecting that. Oh my gosh, this makes sense. Like all those things kind of start tying together. So,
That's really cool. And I love how you sort of like are relating that to those iconic, books and movies that we all grew up with. Like Maze Runner, I
yes.
loved the Hunger Games. That and the Maze Runner were my favorites. I mean, yeah, they were so good. And the Maze Runner would probably be my top because, well, I mean, one, it's Dylan O'Brien, but two, well, do I need a number two?
Look, I love him. I love him. And like with Teen Wolf, anything with him, I will watch it. He is my man, my
Yes.
man.
Teen Wolf, my favorite TV show. Oh my gosh.
So good. That and the Vampire Diaries, I will watch over. Yeah, like Damon Salvatore. I went to Mystic Falls. Like I'm a huge Vampire Diaries fan.
I went too.
So good. I went during Christmas, so they had the tree up, and yeah, it was like magical. I loved it.
That's amazing. I went
Yeah.
like I think it was like 2 years ago now, and it was one of my favorite vacations I've ever took. It was just like you actually got to step into the show because you
Mhm.
literally did. That's where they
Yeah.
filmed. And because I met Ian Somerhalder, funny story, for my sweet 16 birthday.
Would have died. I would have died. I did the cameo thing. That's the closest I've gotten to. Oh gosh, I love him though. He's amazing.
See, it really makes it so relatable because it's like you can tell that you put everything that you look for and that you um want to when you're reading books or you're watching fantasy, and like you can tell that you really want that to carry out with your readers with this book from you.
I do. Yeah, because we brought up the Vampire Diaries with Damon. So it's funny because with my main character, my MMC, his name is Cohen.
Ooh, yeah.
He basically has that dark side in him, and there's like a reason behind it, why all of that stuff, but when she's around, it's really when that goodness in him like gets pulled out, so it's like she's the only thing that like makes him have like a light inside of him, which kind of resembles like Damon, and Elena, because Damon, he's crazy, but anything for Elena, he's like, I'll do it. Like I'll be good. I'll be human. And so I feel like Cohen really relates to that as well. And then if anybody has watched the K-pop Demon Hunters, the same love story between them two, that is my FMC and my MMC. I could not believe that movie came out. And I'm telling you, when I watched it, I was like, I'm literally watching my book like play out. It was the craziest. Yeah, it was the craziest thing. Just watching their love story, even though they didn't really get their love story, it just screamed my book. It was crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah,
My cousin literally just told me about that movie. She's like, you need to watch it. And
you
so
have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to because like now I'm just gonna be picturing your book with it as well. So
It's so good. Like, love. I will like replay that movie over and over and over again. Like my kids are singing the songs. Like it's really bad. It's really bad. So
oh
yeah.
my gosh, that sounds so fun though. Like I think it's so fun when you get to connect with a movie or or music and you have it sort of just mean something to you that maybe someone else can't connect with that. And so I love how like you felt like you were sort of seeing your world play out a little bit with that.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like it was mostly, definitely, you know, I can never probably say their name right. It's Rumi and Ginu. I think that's right. Rumi and Ginu. It's mostly them. The storyline of everything else is beautiful, but it was really cool to see Rumi and Ginu's relationship like grow and blossom and then what happens at the end because it just really portrayed my FMC and my MMC. It was really cool to see that.
I think this is the most excited that I've ever been to crack down and dedicate reading 190,000 words. So,
I really hope you like it. It's gonna be a wild ride. I will
yeah.
say, with every story, since this is the first book, the first few chapters is really gonna build up to it,
Yeah.
right? Like I will say, I think it's very important with a like an epic romantasy to have those first few chapters of her getting to where she meets the princes, right? Because there's the two princes that she'll be with on the journey. And then she gets thrown into the battle games with the 99 men who want her dead. She's the only woman to ever be thrown into the games. So, like, they're already upset with her about this because they feel like it's betraying their gods. And so, it's a really cool storyline. So, I will say, get through the first few chapters. That banter will start coming in, all that action and everything. So, it's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's like necessary in a lot of stories because especially fantasy because you
Yeah.
want a little bit of the world building, a little bit of getting to know the characters, what you're diving into. You don't want to just start it out and say, "Hey, there's a dragon over there," like
Basically, 100%. I agree with that. I feel like with any book that I write, I have to like introduce everything, and especially because she is technically in Seattle and then she goes to Alaska and then she is pulled through the stones to the realms. So it's like really cool that like you get that 21st century feel of it into like a fantasy world. So it's really cool to blend everything in with it.
yeah, that sounds like the best. I love how that goes hand in hand with each other.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Have you always wanted to write, or was it just something that sort of happened later? Because like you act like like you know what you're doing. Like this is perfect for you. So
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. So I'm a theater kid since fifth grade. So I've done theater, yeah, all my life. High school, college, minored in theater. But the writing aspect of it, I started dabbling into writing in middle school. And in high school, I actually had the storyline of the Trials of the Elysian. So I had the plot already in high school. Yeah, and I didn't write it until I was like my late 20s. Obviously, it's not like a YA like as what it would have been if I wrote it in high school. It's more of
right.
like an adult, but it's still very clean. Um, but it's really cool that I've always wanted to do writing and I loved the creativity of like my mind creating a whole new world, whole new characters. Like it's almost like you're bringing them to life,
Yeah.
basically, even though they're kind of just like in a book. But I've always sucked at grammar. So anything grammar related, punctuation. No, I'm not even joking. If my editor listens to this, she'll know. I love her to death. She caught everything. She's fabulous. But I'm not a grammar person. Even, in high school with my English teachers and everything, they're like, you're so creative, you're so good at telling stories and stuff. They're just your grammar. And I'm like, I don't know why. I just cannot get it. It's just something inside me. It's like my mind races and I just want to write down the story. I want to write down everything. And then afterwards, I'm like, okay, editor, here you go. Now you clean you
You
clean
fix
it
it.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you clean it up, you fix the punctuation and everything. But it's really cool. So my editor, Hannah, she's been kind of teaching me like, hey, think of it like this. So she's actually like kind of helping making it click better. So when I'm writing book two, I'm like, okay, Hannah said this. And so I'm trying to be more particular as I'm as I'm writing. So yeah.
Yeah. Hannah's the best.
Shout out to Hannah, love her.
Yeah. She's got a game plan going.
I'm telling you, she literally made a huge like spreadsheet of each character. Yeah, and did their descriptions, their personality traits and everything. So as she was editing through it, she was making sure that they stayed consistent through the whole story.
Now that is amazing right there.
She's good. She's
Yeah,
great. And she will be my editor for all my other books. She ain't going anywhere.
that's awesome. Oh my goodness. I can totally see how like that would be a great way to, organize your thoughts and make sure everything aligns up. Like that's really, really smart.
Yeah, no, whenever she said that she was doing that, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even like I didn't think of that. Like I have my own little like notebook of like that I dabble in with like their descriptions and character traits and all that stuff, but as I start writing, I feel like it stays in my head. Like I feel like I don't need that. It's almost like I start out with that to help kind of dabble in my ideas, but then as I'm writing, I don't really need to open it. But I think it really helped her just to make sure like, okay, Reese is staying on track. She's still doing good with all her characters and stuff. So it was really nice.
Yeah, it's almost like it sort of would become an extension of yourself, like your story.
Mhm. Oh yeah, like I know all my characters in the back of my hand. They're just stuck with me now. So it's gonna be sad to see some of them go. So poor
Yeah.
guys.
So what is the mindset when you know that like book two is coming? Like what is that thought process of like, okay, I'm gonna have to like get back in the zone for this story? Because like we're just now getting book one, but like I'm sure you're already like plotting everything for the.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So book two, I already have a few thousand words written.
Oh,
Yeah, but I am a mom of two kids. My husband is a firefighter. He works another job. I work a job. So I'm really trying to balance everything with that. So the goal with book two is to have it come out obviously next year, probably roughly around the same time as Scorched releases. So, they get like that good year. I feel like that's a very like I don't know, like a safe timeline of like releases for it. Just so it's not so it's not like too fast and it's not too long. But I'm also dabbling in again with my other series, my little secret project that I'm doing. So I'm actually kind of writing both. So I'm writing Submerged, which is book two of Scorched, and then I'm writing the other one where she's like a half god and a half druid, so it's really cool. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. It's a whole thing. I'm doing a little bit of teaser sneak peeks on my Instagram, but I kind of think of her like a Flynn Rider, but a female version of her. Yeah, I know. But it's super fun. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like she's totally Flynn Rider, but like a woman, but she has like magical powers and she wields things, and it's really cool. So yeah.
oh my gosh, it like seriously, that's what I'm saying. Like you're pouring everything that people love into your books. Like Flynn Rider is my favorite.
Love him.
Um,
I love him.
yes, and I need a live action Tangled so bad, I can't even tell you.
Agreed. 100% agreed with that. Yes. Yeah.
It's my favorite. Like I rewatch it all the time still because it's just I don't know, it's just happy.
It is.
It's
Yes.
funny.
Yeah. And I like Flynn Rider because I feel like he's like grumpy yet a sunshine as well.
Yeah.
And with my female character, so her name is Sori. So Sorei, Sori. And she is the same as him. Like she is on the run from the kingdom, but she gets thrown into the tournament with the gods, with the Stardians, and the Stardians are considered full-blooded gods, but they're not, but they're technically guardians of the realms, but they're not guardians, and it's a whole thing. They hate the half gods, and so it's a whole thing. But she has to hide her ears because the ears are how you determine what kind of magic they're using, what level of wielder they are. So the different symbols on her ears, the different like color hoop earrings, and all that stuff will determine how powerful basically she is. And she has to hide them because the gods will know who she is, and she's been on the run. And yeah, so it's a cool thing. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
having fun with it.
Yeah, your mind is something else and I love it.
It's just crazy. I'm like, it's so psycho up there.
Well, hey, you're able to put that onto a page and I
Yeah.
think that's really, really cool.
Thanks. I have fun. It takes me a lot of time and I feel bad that like I feel like I'm a slower writer than most authors, but I'm very detailed. Like I have to go into Canva, make spreadsheets, picture layouts like of everybody's like ears and like all that stuff. So like when I'm writing, I'm staying consistent. So I am a slower writer, but I'm hoping one day I can get a little bit better at, I guess, going faster.
Multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking. Yes, yes.
Well, I think it will be well worth the wait. And I love how you have like drawn inspiration from like every aspect of your life, from like high school to the middle school when you started writing to the theater. Like I love theater. It's still a dream of mine to wind up on Broadway someday because it just seems so fun. And
Yes, yes. I love, 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 love Broadway. I'm going to New York this year. I have a book signing in New York, and we're gonna go see Broadway, and we're gonna go see Chicago live. And I've never been to New York, so it's a theater dream. You know how it is. So yeah,
yeah, literally that will be like my one of my first stops if I ever get to New York. I've never been either.
yeah.
And so like I would be like, I don't care what show's playing, I'm going. Like,
Literally how I felt. And then I saw Chicago was playing, and I love Chicago, and I'm like, we're going. We're gonna go watch it. I don't care how much the tickets are. We're going.
yes, oh my gosh, seriously. Have you watched the show called School Spirits?
Oh my gosh, I love School Spirits. Yes, I love School Spirits. I don't know if they're gonna come out with another season. I hope they do, but
I think they were
so good. That what?
I think they were renewed for a season 3 or 4. What are they on? Season 3?
That
Yeah, season
three,
3.
season three. I hope so. It's so good, so good.
It is my favorite show that is like currently on right now. And so Milo Manheim, he's my favorite. I loved him on the Disney Channel.
Um,
And so he was just in the was it Little Shop of Horrors, the musical? Like with Liz Gillies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you definitely ought to check it out because like he played Seymour and they were like the couple on stage and I was just oh my gosh, this would have been the best one to go see.
How fun! I did not know he did musicals. That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, yeah,
I love that. It's a good show. I love that show.
it is. That's what like I think I don't know what people did before fantasy and like magic realism existed.
Probably be dull and boring. I'm just joking. Joking, but like for real, I feel like the fantasy aspect of life, it makes you still feel young again. Like I'm 31 and I'm writing fantasy stories and it makes me just feel so much alive and it's so fun to just write something that has never been written before, or even if it has, and maybe it's just a different twist on it and different aspects of it. And I don't know, I feel like there's always a story. There's definitely a story to always be written, and it's really cool that I get to at least do a few of those stories. So yeah.
Yeah, that has to be so, so exciting to get to, you know, look forward to this every day and be like, hey, I actually get to do this and I get to share what goes on in here with the world.
Yeah, yeah, it's a wild thing up there. So it's really cool to be able to just kind of put it down, see my stories come to life. During the process of it, oh my gosh, there's so many times where I'm like, I'm exhausted, I just want to quit, I'm done. Like it's just so much. It really does take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And especially being a mom too, I really try and balance like my time with them, but also my time here, because I know marketing is so important as well on social media and that takes up a lot of time. So I try to be as crucial as I can with it. But seeing it printed and know that the fact that like I'm about to have physical copies like in my hand, it's like those 3 years of me like plotting this, figuring out how I want the storyline to go, all of the characters, everything. It's just gonna be it's gonna be worth it for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be like such a surreal experience.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't imagine like how much fun it was for you to create this, but do you have a favorite moment from writing this story and developing these characters?
Oh, that yeah. So I wasn't, it's so funny. So I knew I was gonna have a fire horse, right? My son actually gave me that idea, which I like love him for it. He was just like, Mom, like a horse on fire. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love this idea. So I brought in the other elements. I was like, okay, so if I have a horse on fire, I need the other elements as well, right? The original storyline, which is actually really cool, I was going to have it to where they were a kingdom and they were fighting off the Darklands. So, which the Darklands is still in my book, but it's a different realm. And it's kind of like a forbidden realm just due to like the dark magic that they use. But I was going to have it to where they were fighting against the darkness the whole time. So it's kind of like more of like just strictly like war, trying to protect their realms and all that stuff. But she was going to fall in love with one of the obviously the Darkland people, right?
Yeah.
Um then I was like, no, I was like, it needs more. I was like, there needs to be something else. So that's whenever I came into, okay, I enjoyed writing these Hunger Game type like battle things in the Trials of the Elysian. Why not do some like gladiator style, which is something completely different than like a Divergent in the Hunger Games and stuff like that. It was strictly her fighting against like dragons and her trying to ride one of the elemental horses because if you have the fire horse can wield from the god and burn you alive if it wanted to, right? And same with the ice horse. So the ice horse, let's say the ice horse does not want to bond with you, it could wield from the god and just basically have you like an icicle and then you die. Like it's just so cool. Like I don't even know how these things just came to mind. I was like, I just knew I needed more action and more of like a, which we all love this, a forced proximity type thing.
Worse.
And so that's where it kind of all came out of. But the cool thing is I'm not a huge plotter. I had the story and I knew the outline and I knew where everything was going. But it's so cool that I got to go chapter to chapter and really let my brain come up with like all the new stuff that I wanted to introduce. Like I had no idea I was gonna have the Chosen Eight, which you're gonna, see those. So I have a blind rep in there. He can't see due to a dragon slashing his eyes.
Oh,
And then I also have a guy with a mechanical arm due to one of the dragons ripping off his arm. So I do have a lot of that in the storyline, which I didn't know I was going to have until I was like midway into it. And I was like, I think I need more characters. And so I brought them in.
that is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it was really fun. It took a lot of work. Like I said, I have a full binder and this whole thing was filled up and yeah, but it was worth it. So I really had enjoyed writing the side characters a lot.
Yeah, that seems like it would be like such a fun full circle thing to be able to create a story that like ties in everything and everyone and has different elements pulling from different directions.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really cool. I enjoy it a lot. And I'm really excited to write the other horses too for book 2.
Yeah, that has to be very exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Speaking of, I gotta know if you could have like any magical powers or like be any sort of magical creature, what would you choose?
Oh man. So I really think like mages are cool and druids are cool. So I think that's why like I'm a huge Witcher fan as well. Love The Witcher. I'm not sure about the new season coming out with obviously the character change. We'll see how that goes. But I really think those type of worlds and stuff are really cool. So I always thought I'd be a really cool druid. I'm like, look, I got the red hair. I could be like in half like elf type druid. Like, I have the whole vibe, right? I was like, that would be super dope. But my FMC, I will say, she wields the dragons of the elements through the stones in her arm, which I think is super cool. And I have not seen that done before. So I'm like, look, I think it would be actually really cool just to have these like elemental dragons kind of like hanging out with me. And if I wanted one to go like burn somebody, I could just be like, okay, go burn her. And she would, and the dragon would just go and, so I think that would be actually really cool to have too. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds awesome. And yeah, I totally can see the inspiration there. Like, do you find yourself like wanting to put on Halloween costumes?
The kids will make me, but unfortunately, my kids love Pokemon, which I love Pokemon with them. So normally I'm in like a Psyduck costume, or I'm not like the cute elf or witch or yeah, no, I'm the girl that's in a full-on Psyduck costume with the duck beak and yeah. So that's me. So, but see me at a ball though, I'll have my elf ears on and I'll rock it. I'll have my little crown on and everything, but
Very,
with my
very
kids, yeah, with my kids, we're definitely a Pokemon family for sure.
gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It has been so amazing getting to talk with you today. Thank you for wanting to guest on here. Do you have, like, before I let you go, do you have anything that you want to hint at or any last words you want to hype up Scorch to our listeners?
Yeah, pre-orders are definitely live right now. I have the paperback version and two special editions, and then I have which is called like the deluxe package, which has the hardback with the dust jacket, character art on the naked hardcover, and then we have the digital edges in it, and then we have obviously the artwork on the end papers with tons of artwork overlays in the book. Everybody can actually get that on my website. That is in my bio right now. And if anybody is along the East Coast, I have a lot of book signings coming up for the rest of the year. So if anybody wants to come see me, I'll have like those 3D little fire horse prints and everything. So I would love to meet you guys. Just make sure to check out my Instagram feed for all of those dates and stuff.
How exciting. That's amazing. And I will have all of Reese's socials and website linked in the description so you can find her very easily. And go check out her books because you're not going to want to miss out on pre-ordering this beautiful gem coming to
Yeah,
us.
I have worked really hard on it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. If you ever come to a signing near Kentucky, I will be there.
I will keep that in mind. Yes.
Oh, that's the part about being off the East Coast and being like over here. Like, not a lot happens over here. Some things do, but
No, a lot of them are on like the West Coast or the East Coast, not really like in the middle.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for guesting on here today. I had an absolute blast. And yeah, everybody, please go check out Reese, and I'll leave all of her socials and everything below so you can find her very easy and experience Scorch for yourself because I think you're going to need to.